Vitek Vanacek gets the shutout. But the Devils lose 3-2 because Dawes started the game and let up 3 goals, 2 of which probably were a little bit savable. Definitely one, I would argue. And we lose the game 3-2 with a last 2-second goal there by Brett Artofoli to the Carolina Hurricanes in Carolina. All in all, obviously not how you want the game to go there, especially the first meeting there with Carolina. But man, that one probably felt a lot worse than the actual on-ice product was. The super early goal puts that sour taste in your mouth, and then it's just Carolina hockey from there, basically from the start till the end. Suffocating play. Don't give up many chances. Don't generate a ton of chances. Nothing super high danger. Nothing high flying and flashy outside of few little couple instances there throughout the game, and that's the Hurricanes for you. So we're going to go ahead and go through this one. Just want to tell you all, it was not as bad as it felt. Yeah, there might be some score effects there taking part, basically meaning, when you're up 3-0 in a game, especially a team like Carolina, they're going to sit back a little bit, give up more chances than they're probably going to generate, just not looking to give up anything of high quality. And that definitely does factor into this a little bit. And then obviously the Devils pressing towards the end there, just throwing everything at the net as well. But even given all of that, I think the game was pretty good. Not great by any means. Not great by any means. But I was kind of talking about this with some people. Carolina, really what they can do very, very well, especially at home, is shut down a single line. With their top defensive pair and the stall line, they really can just basically take an entire line out of the game. And that's what they did with the Nico Bratt-Timo line. They still generated some chance, but nothing of super high quality. I mean, Bratt literally broke a dude's ankles, and then Slavin with the insane defensive play to make it an absolute nothing play is just one example of a few different ones that happened throughout this game. And then that's kind of when you want to fall back on your second line, which should, in our case, normally be a very high-flying, deadly line. Now, I'm going to talk about this more towards the end of the video, but we don't have Mikey McLeod. We don't have Jack. And so Mercer had to move to center, which has just not been his forte really this season at all, really in his entire NHL tenure. Toffoli doesn't really drive a line, and Palat doesn't really drive a line. So those three was a bit hodgepodge. They did generate some offense. There was some chances. The one that sticks out of my mind was the Mercer pass through the paint, through the air, where Toffoli had a chance to bat it out of midair and had a decent amount of net to put it into from there. But that's a very hard ask to just bat the puck out of midair like that, especially in tight quarters, speed of the game, yada yada. And obviously didn't really make any connection. Puck didn't go in. So we did end up getting on the scoreboard there in the third period, but let's start back in the first. So they scored very early on the Aho goal. You could put a little bit of that on Mercer. Probably want to put more of that on Nemec. We do bring this up, it seems like every other game, but I'm going to give some defensive miscues from Nemec. Basically a complete pass in his 19-year-old rookie season, given the full body of work he has already so far put together. This one leads to a goal against. It's just one of those, I don't blame the goalie. A guy on a basically clean break, no defender in between. I never am going to fault a goalie on that. But it's just one you really would like a save on, right? Other goalies make that save. You'd love to see a save from Dawes there, but he doesn't make it. 1-0 Carolina. From there, I thought we responded pretty well. After about 5 minutes there into the first, I thought we had the better lion's share of chances. And at that point, you can't blame score effects. It's still the first period. It's only 1-0. We had a few different chances we could put in the puck in the net. Especially Darling, who really did stand out to me on his few shifts that he did have. And he is the one that got our first goal. But that was later on. So moving to the second period, which had another brutal 30-second stretch. They talked about it on the broadcast. Basically Caster jinx, if you want to put it that way, where we give up one goal and then we give another one, sometimes a third, up in quick succession. And this time it was only the 2, but it did make it 3-0. The first of which was on the power play. Basically, it was face-off pass into one-timer, goal. Now, it did look like it deflected off ball, which is a very hard save to make for a goalie, but it was kind of far enough out on the deflection that Dawes maybe coulda, shoulda, woulda, hopefully had that one as well, but he didn't. Again, hard to kind of blame on the deflection there, but no other screen in the net front. He saw the shot. He saw the whole setup. It's just one of those that you kind of would love for him to have, but he didn't. Third goal, whatever it was, 30 seconds later, where originally I fully blamed Tataka on that one. Bryce called me out and put me in my place as it did not is not his fault. He had his guy, and instead it was on Brett and Nico, probably two of the most defensive stalwart forwards on our team. Just did not communicate the switch in defensive responsibility on that play. Guy is wide open in the net. I actually don't put that one on Dawes at all. Fully screened, tic-tac play, deflection right in front. Guy that's really good at it. Yeah, that one I don't put on Dawes. No, literally no blame at all. So 3-0. It wasn't really necessary that Dawes was playing awful, although, as I said, the first two maybe could have, should have had one of them, if not both. Although definitely not fully by any means. That third one was more of just a, hey, boys, we got to reset here. Let's put in VTech. And I thought VTech played fine. But the thing was, we didn't give up any crazy chances they needed to save either. Yes, again, part of that score effect, Carolina didn't feel like they needed to, but that was basically half a game with VTech and net, maybe a little bit more, that he kept it down. Didn't give up a single goal, gave us a chance at least. Didn't give up any easy ones. He didn't swim much at all. If anything, Carolina did not throw a lot at him. So about halfway there through the third period, that bottom line, a very beautiful setup play. Holtz continues to generate offense with guys that probably should not be generating offense in the NHL. If anything, Tierney probably could have had a goal or two in this one if he wasn't an offensive black hole. But our boy Dowling gets his first 99th NHL game, first game up here with the Devils this season, and scores a goal off of a very great setup play by Holtz. And you love to see that. Gave us a little bit of juice, energized us a bit. Nemec, Nico, Timo, Bratt had a flurry of plays that really juiced our expected goals. So that definitely is why that looks really good in part. And it just doesn't go in. Yeah, we get the absolute last 2-second goal there off Bratt to Foley, whatever it was, to make it 3-2. Obviously no chance to tie it up after that. Makes the score look a lot closer, maybe feel a little bit better after that, which, we'll take the, the pity moment there. But again, all in all, it was not a terrible game. I really felt like we're just an injured group with a lot of call-ups. You can take Mikey out, you take Jack out, you take Foot out, you take Dougie out, you take Siegenthaler out, you take Smith out, and it's a rough go there. Nosek as well still out, who's been out all season. These are, 6-7 names I just threw out that were presumable written in starting night lineup guys. It's a lot to overcome, and we're still managing to do that because the Flyers lost in regulation, the Islanders lost in regulation somehow after coming back, and so yes, Red Wings win, and yes, Tampa wins, which are the teams we're closest to chasing. But if you take the full season view in here, which is really all that matters, in my opinion, we're going to be top 3 in the Metro. Carolina and Rangers, I think, are a lock for top 3, as I said in the preseason, and the regular season is bearing that out. The Flyers are likely going to be without Hart for the rest of the season. They've already come out and said that they're likely selling come trade deadline, so they are very likely to fall out of this. The Capitals have already started their fall off from their early season rise. The Islanders have continued to be frauds and will continue to be frauds and will be falling out of the playoff picture more and more as the season goes on. The only other team in the Metro that I think can maybe fight heading into the late parts of the season for that top 3 would be the Penguins, but even they're having their insane struggles. So, and they're healthy. So if we can get healthy, and from the rumor mills going around, Tom is absolutely cooking a deal that is set up to be made. We should be pretty close to getting a roster that feels like an actual NHL roster and not half NHL, half AHL. And again, my prediction is we end up top 3 in the Metro with the Flyers falling out, along with the Carolina Hurricanes, who are clearly a good team and just have goaltending struggles. They didn't have them in this game, but that's been their season. And the Rangers, who are a bit coming down to earth as of late. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this continues to play out for the rest of the season. But yeah, that's really going to do it. I think the top line had their chances, but really were the line Carolina put all their focus on. The other lines generated a bit, but not enough. And we did make it close by the end, but not close enough soon enough, So let's go ahead and talk about a few other topics. Jack is set to participate in the All-Star game, although it doesn't seem like he's going to play in the All-Star game. I don't even know if he will do skills competition, but he should at least be on the ice with Quinn and Buble and draft the team up at least. Enjoy the spectacle of the whole thing. And my assumption is at least skating after the All-Star break, if not fully back and ready to go. And then the other monkey in the room will be McLeod and Cal Foot are likely out for the season, and in my opinion, forever. If you don't know, it is the 2018 World Junior, no, not 2018, 2018, maybe it was 2018, whatever it was, World Junior Canada Hockey allegations. It's not good. Look into it if you must, but we were very vocal about this in the preseason. That's why the Nosek and the Tierney and all the other moves came in to shore up our defense, our center depth, because the team kind of saw this coming from a mile away that McLeod was probably going to miss some time. And yeah, he deserves it. If everything, where all the stars are pointing, he deserves all of this. And I have no sympathy for the guys that are missing time here. And that includes Carter Hart, as aforementioned. So yeah, is what it is. We got to move on. Don't expect them in a Devils jersey anytime soon. So I think it's really going to do it. There are trade rumors going around. Hopefully something big comes through for us, as obviously the injuries and everything, we needed a bit. And yeah, that's really going to do it. Goaltending continues to be an issue. Dawes gives up 3 halfway through a game, 2 of which maybe could have had. Yeah, Vitek shut it down this one, but he didn't have much of a workload. Schmidt continues to ebb and flow through the AHL, and even Vitek, I talked about in the last one, he got the win, but it's not the most confident of wins. So we'll see what Fitz is able to put together for us as we inch closer and closer to the trade deadline. But we got a game on Saturday, the last one before the All-Star break, and then we can really breathe and take some time to decompress and then get right back into the last stretch here of the season. But I'm really going to do it here for this game. How I'm going to end this one is I'm going to give a little bit of a strip for you guys, because I got a little bit of a comment that did I have enough Devils merch on in the last one? Well, here, this one is for you, my pal. You know who I'm talking to. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of a strip game going. Gloves can come off, as it'll be easier to take off this jersey here. Get the hair going for you. See how that goes. See if I can get a good thumbnail out of this one as we're at the end of the video. Get a little strip in here. Yeah, get a little thumbnail in. A little messy hair. Yeah, I have probably triple this amount of stuff that I could have thrown on, but I'm already overheating in this as it is. And to be honest, it was already getting rough getting the jersey bit on. And so, yeah, we're going to go ahead and end it there on that one, guys. That's going to do it for this one. Shout out to the boys that made it to this end, or girls, the NBs, everyone and anyone, however you identify. As always, and forever. Let's go Devils.